咁我哋就 finish 咗我哋嘅 Romans 個 series， 我哋 Romans 1 to 16，係咪16？15，16 係完成咗啦。咁我哋去翻我哋嘅以色列摩西嘅 story， 有冇人記得我哋之前係講咗摩西同以色列嘅？記唔記得？有冇人記得？記得 Jetta 記得 ，OK 一個記得幾好。好，咁我哋睇個 map 啦 ，OK。以色列喺邊度做 slave 係做 slaves 嘅？喺邊度？記唔記得？係埃及。邊個去過埃及嘅？有冇人想去埃及嘅 ？Yeah, who wants to see the pyramids? Right? Come on, so nice. 好，以色列咧就喺埃及啦。咁埃及喺呢度啦。大概以色列以前就喺呢度嘅。咁你覺得喺埃及行去以色列會幾耐嘅？你覺得會行去幾耐？揸車會幾耐啦？揸車會幾耐 ？OK， 8個鐘。邊個覺得係多過8個鐘嘅 ？OK， 邊個覺得少過8個鐘嘅 ？OK， 我哋睇 next slide。Next slide，according to Google 咧，唔係 ，next slide， 再 next slide。Next slide，according to Google 係9個鐘55minute。呢個係有 road 嘅 ，OK。咁如果要行路去咧，睇翻 previous 個 slide 就係145 hours， 即係幾多日啊？即係幾多日？有冇人識點 divide 24嚇？6點幾啊？6日啊 ，OK。行6日，但係咧以色列行幾耐啊？喺個 desert 先去到個 promised land， 幾多日？40 years， 哇！點解行咁耐啊？係咪佢哋蕩失路？係咪佢哋好中意沙漠，所以 stay 喺嗰度行嚟行去都行一個 circle 嘅，跟住先行到去。咁我哋睇以色列個 possible route 咧，就係 next slide 啦。個 possible route 喺呢度。OK， 佢喺呢度出埃及啦，跟住過紅海啦，跟住佢 wander 咗 Mount Sinai， 好似可能嗰度啦。咁而家咧，我哋今日睇咧係會多數喺 number 11嗰度嘅 ，11嗰度。好，未開始睇個 passage 之前，我問下你一個問題先。你去旅行咧，記唔記得去旅行嗰時啊？如果你去旅行咧，你第一去到嗰個城市去揾咩嘅 ？OK，Pierre 話去揾廁所嘅。邊個話第一係揾廁所嘅？Hosea 揾廁所。OK， 揾酒店。邊個揾酒店去 relax 下，放低啲嘢？邊個揾 hotel 嘅 ？OK，Winnie 啊 ，OK。邊個即刻去玩嘅？如果唔多嘢就即刻去玩嘅。OK， 你係知係我嘅。邊個揾嘢食嘅 restaurants 嘅？有冇人會揾 restaurant？ OK，Gavin 中意食嘢。咦，坐喺度嗰個邊個啊？OK， 仲有咩？OK， 仲有咩？咁我哋睇以色列咧就出咗埃及啦，喺個 desert wander 咗啦。跟住佢哋就睇到一啲新嘅城市，咁佢睇到啲新嘅城市咧，佢就揾啲乜嘢咧？我哋睇 Numbers chapter 13。I'm going to read in English. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Send some men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites. From each of the ancestral tribes, send one of their leaders." 神就叫摩西講啦，你差遣幾個 scouts 出去，咁以色列有幾多個 tribe 啊？有幾多個 tribe？ 12個 tribe，OK，the 12 tribes of Judah。咁摩西咧就 send 咗12個 spies or explorers 就出去啦。Then when Moses sent them to explore Canaan, he said, Go through the Negev and onto the hill country. See what the land is like and whether the people that live there are strong or weak, few or many. What kind of land do they live in? Is it good or bad? What kind of towns do they live in? Are they unwalled or fortified? How is the soil? Is it fertile or poor? Are there trees? Bring back some of its fruit. 摩西就叫佢哋去咗呢啲新嘅城市咧，揾乜嘢啊？係咪揾 hotel 啊？係咪揾嘢食啊？係咪揾廁所啊？係咪揾個 latest attraction？ 係揾乜嘢？係 explore 個城市係點嘅？啲地咧生啲生果啊，好冇 fertile 係咪啊？點解佢會咁嘅？點解佢叫嗰啲 spies 或者 explorer 去揾呢啲咁嘅嘢咧？點解啊？知唔知點解？之前講咗，邊個講咗？OK， 好。咁12個 spies 咧，我哋睇個圖畫啦，個 map 啦，佢就係上去 explore 啲唔同嘅城市喺 modern day Israel，OK，up to 差唔多 Lake Galilee 嗰度。跟住咧，佢翻嚟嗰時咧，就帶翻啲乜嘢咧？我哋會繼續睇啦。Verse 26, They came back to Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community. There they reported to them and showed them the fruit of the land. And they gave it to Moses and said, When we went to the land in which you sent us, it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruit. 佢帶翻嚟咧好多即係好大嚿嘅，好大嚿叫咩？好大嚿葡萄grapes, a big bundle of grapes. OK， 咁呢個 report 咧，佢就話 It does flow with milk and honey。呢個 word term 係喺邊度出翻嚟㗎？喺邊度出翻嚟㗎？之前係喺邊度開始嘅？邊個 promise 咗嘅？知唔知？邊個 promise 咗嘅？第一咧係 Abraham， 係咪？我哋睇個 next slide。Abraham 有一個 starry night， 好多星星嘅，係咪？跟住神就同 Abraham 講乜嘢啊？佢 promise 咗佢咩啊？ Your descendants will be as numerous as the stars。我會俾你一個 great city、great country， 係咪 ？Great people。跟住咧，佢跟住喺 Exodus 咧都係咁講。我哋讀中文，幫我讀中文。OK， 1、2、3，我。Exactly， 神就同以色列講 I will give you the land that I promised your fathers。 我哋繼續睇佢個 report， 嗰啲12 spies 個 report。 But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and even large. We even saw descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites live there. Okay, 繼續。 Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it. But the people who had gone up with him said, We can't attack those people. They are strong. They spread throughout Israel a bad report about the land they explored. They said, The land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw are in great size. They are like the Ninephim. We seem to be like grasshoppers in their eyes, and we looked the same to them. 咁個 report 咧就係呢個 land 係好正嘅 ，the land flowing with milk and honey。OK， 但係咧啲城市咧係有 walls 嘅，係 fortified 嘅，即係點啊？即係難 attack 啦，難去 overcome 呢啲 cities 嘅，有 walls 嘅，同埋啲人係點啊？好似 NBA 球星咁嘅，係咪？好似 bigger and stronger people。 咁有兩個 report， 我哋睇個 next slide， 有兩個 report。next slide，next slide， 有兩個 report 嘅。一咧係邊個有一個好嘅 report？ 係 Team Caleb 啦。Team Caleb 就話唔緊要嘅，神同我哋一齊嘅，我哋可以完成咗神叫我哋做嘅嘢嘅。Team Fearful 咧就係 We can't attack， 呢啲人太高啦，太勁啦，佢啲城市係 fortified 嘅，唔可以 attack 嘅。咁如果你係以色列，你聽到呢兩個 report， 你會跟邊個咧？你會跟邊個？你會跟邊個？邊個會跟 Team Caleb 嘅？會跟隨我哋可以跟神嘅 promise 去完成佢叫我哋做嘅嘢。冇人？有冇人 ？Team Caleb，OK。Team Caleb，OK。邊個係 Team Fearful 嘅？即係覺得哇，呢啲 NBA 球星點打啊？即係呢啲 fortified city 咁勁，點入去啊？邊個係 Team Fearful 嘅 ？OK， 唔知啊，你哋唔知啊 ？Alvin 唔知啊 ？No idea， 即係唔 decide 嘅，你哋係即係俾人 decide 係咪啊？OK， 如果係 Team Fearful 咧，佢就驚咩啊？驚啲人啦，驚啲 city 啦，有 uncertainty， 佢哋希望去走係咪？唔有 conflict 嘅。但係如果係跟 Team Caleb 咧，就要有信心啦，要有 courage。我希望咧係神嘅 promise， 咁佢會 stand up to fight for God's promise。咁我哋睇下以色列跟 Team Caleb 定係啲 Team Fearful。OK，verse 14，我哋一齊讀啊，一齊讀英文。1, 2, 3. The night all the members of the community raised their voices and wept aloud. All the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole assembly said to them, If only we had died in Egypt or in this wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing to us the land only to let us fall by the sword? 繼續. Our wives and children will be taken as plunder.Won't it be better for us to go back to Egypt? Let us choose a new leader to go back to Egypt. 佢哋點講啊？係咪跟 Team Caleb 啊？唔係啊，佢係點啊？好驚啊，喊啊，同摩西講：點解你帶我哋出嚟嘅？我哋嘅仔女啊，會俾人攞咗啊，俾人賣咗出去啊！我哋差遣一個領袖帶我哋翻去埃及。Team Fearful。我哋第一個 lesson 咧係我哋嘅眼嘅，個個都有兩隻眼係咪？睇到我係咪？以色列人淨係睇到呢啲嘅 fortified city， 以色列淨係睇到呢啲人好強。好大隻，佢唔睇到乜嘢？佢唔睇到神嘅 promise， 佢唔睇到神所睇到啲嘢。佢哋驚咩？佢哋驚呢啲人、呢啲城市多過佢驚咩？佢 fear 乜嘢 ？Fear God。佢哋信靠乜嘢？佢信靠佢哋自己冇把握，多過佢哋信神嘅 promise。同埋唔單止佢哋嘅眼，佢哋有咩啊？耳仔，個個有耳仔㗎嘛？係咪？佢聽到啲乜嘢啊？佢哋 choose 去聽乜嘢？佢 choose 去聽到個 bad report。佢 choose 去聽到個 bad report instead of the promises of God. John chapter 10, it says, The sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. 以色列選擇聽乜嘢咧？佢唔係聽神嘅 promise， 唔係聽神叫佢哋差遣12個 spy 出去 explore， 唔係 choose 去聽神嘅 promise。 佢 choose 去聽乜嘢？個 bad report。我哋今日選擇去睇到乜嘢呢？我哋選擇去聽乜嘢呢？係咪神嘅説話，定係我哋嘅 fears？ 唔單止佢哋睇到，佢哋聽到，佢哋講嘢喎。佢哋講啲乜嘢啊？呢個英文個 define 咧係 grumbling。OK？The act or fact of complaining in a bad-tempered way， 即係成日 complain 跟住好negative。bad-tempered way， 以色列咧就好 complaining， 好 negative。搞錯啊！點解你帶我哋出嚟埃及出埃及啊？係咪？我哋會死啦！而家係咪？我哋返埃及最好，仲好係咪？我哋繼續睇chapter 14 verse 5。Then Moses and Aaron fell face down, and the whole Israel assembly gathered there. Joshua and those who had explored tore their clothes。佢哋點解 tear 佢哋嘅 clothes 啊？因為係 repentance。And they said the entire Israelite assembly, "The land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, He will lead us into the land, a land flowing with milk and honey. He will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people." But the whole assembly, verse 10, but the whole assembly talked about stoning them. Then the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of the meetings of all of Israel。 唔單止佢哋 complain grumbling， 佢想點啊？用石頭去掉死佢哋喎，掉死佢哋喎。咁你覺得神會點呢？神就個 response 係點？咁樣啦。How long will these people treat me with contempt? How long will they refuse to believe in me in spite of all the signs I have performed among them? I will strike them down with a plague and destroy them. I will make you into a great nation and stronger than they. 神點講啊？神話我會 punish 呢啲人，我會 send 個 plague 去 wipe them out。神好嬲啊！佢哋唔相信神喎。神做咗咁多奇妙，但係佢哋都唔相信神係 stronger, more powerful than the people。 第三個 lesson 係我哋個口 ，our mouth， 我哋嘅口有眼有耳有 mouth 有口，我哋 choose what to say， 我哋可以選擇我哋講啲乜嘢。我哋可以選擇去 complain， 或者我哋可以選擇去 be grateful, to be thankful。 邊個覺得佢哋係 complain 多過 thankful 嘅 ？Raise your hand。有冇人 honestly 講？邊個覺得佢係 more thankful than complain 嘅？冇人知啊！冇人知。OK，Winnie，OK， 一個。好，一個都好。如果你係摩西，神同你咁樣講，你會點呢？神想 wipe out 以色列 with a plague， 再開始過，同你個 descendant， 你做摩西，你會點呢？你哋會點啊？你哋會點啊？我話好啊，咁我就開始一個新嘅 nation 啦，係咪啊？係咪啊？邊個係好似咁樣啊 ？No， 或者你好似摩西咁樣啦。你哋幫我讀啦，幫我讀中文啦。OK， 13節，好，1、2、3。OK， 好。摩西就同神講： 如果你 wipe out 以色列，你會點啊？以色列你會點啊？啲埃及人未知道咯，佢知道就點啊？佢就話 If you put all these people to death, verse 15, leaving none alive, the nations will have heard this, will report this and say, the Lord has not been able to bring these people out of the land, into the land he promised. So he slaughtered them in the wilderness. Moses 就對神講，如果你 wipe out 以色列，啲人未知道，佢就覺得你帶唔到佢哋入個 promised land， 就所以 slaughter 咗佢哋。摩西就求神唔好做呢個嘢，呢個 judgment。佢 verse 19就話 In accordance with your great love, forgive these people. 饒恕呢啲人 just as you have pardoned them from the time they have left Egypt until now. Moses 就 plead on behalf of Israel. Do it for your name. Do it for your glory. Forgive these people. You are loving. 咁你哋覺得神會點呢？神嘅 response 係點？邊個覺得神嘅 response 係我會 forgive 呢啲 people 嘅 ？Raise your hand. OK， 一個。OK， 兩個 Gabe 都係。OK， 邊個覺得 ？OK， 三個。邊個覺得神唔聽嘅？神繼續會 punish 佢哋嘅 ？Raise your hand。嚇 ，Lucas 又 raise your hand？ 兩個都有可能，兩個都有可能。OK， 好，我哋睇神嘅 response。OK， Verse 20. The Lord replied, I have forgiven them, as you have asked. Nevertheless, as surely as I live, as surely as the glory of the Lord fills the earth, none of those who saw my glory and the signs I performed in Egypt and the wilderness, but those who disobeyed me and tested me 10 times, none of them will ever see the promised land. 頭先你 Lucas 咁樣講係啱嘅，其實神真係有 punishment。佢個 punishment 係咩啊？因為佢哋 unfaithful， 唔信靠神，神呢就要佢哋點啊？轉多幾好圈先。等你哋 OK， let's go verse 29 29節。In this wilderness, your bodies will fall, every one of you, 20 years or older, more who was counted. Not one of you will enter the land I swore, except Caleb. Except Caleb. Caleb 冇翻咩？邊個係20 years old or more 嘅？呢度邊個係20歲多過20歲？冇人認啊？OK， 我哋咧就會睇唔到個 promised land 啦。OK， 我哋睇唔到個 promised land。OK， 你 under 20 years， 邊個 under 20 years old 嘅 ？OK， 得幾個咋？你 20唔得啊！你唔得，好似唔得係咪啊？Every one of you 20 years old or more. Sorry, Jetta, you didn't make the cut. 你睇唔到 promised land. 20 years or more. 你20歲多過20歲咧，你就睇唔到神嘅 promised land， 因為你唔信靠主，佢哋 unfaithful， 有眼。有耳有口，仲有咩啊？仲有咩啊？仲有咩 sense 啊？唔講鼻啦，我唔講鼻啦。我講一個 spiritual sense， 第四個 sense 咧係 spiritual sense。我哋可以選擇我哋信靠邊個？我哋信自己啊，定係我哋信神？ We can choose to believe in God or not。以色列睇到咁多個 miracle， 喺埃及10個 plague， 係咪？出埃及過紅海 ，split open the Red Sea。喺個 wilderness 有 bread from heaven， 有 quail， 係咪？神差遣 quail 俾佢哋食 ，water from a rock。以色列睇到咁多個 miracle， 但係佢哋選擇去 believe 乜嘢？佢哋 believe 佢哋個 fear 多過佢哋 believe 神。They choose to believe their fears and themselves more than they believe in God。咁最後個 consequence 係乜嘢？ So the men Moses had to explore the land, who returned and made the whole community grumble against him by spreading a bad report about it. These men who were responsible for spreading were struck down and died of a plague before the Lord。 最後個 consequence， ultimately 我哋嘅 consequence of not believing in God is death. And not just physical death, it is a spiritual death. 神俾咗我哋唔同嘅 sense， 有眼、有耳、有口，有 spiritual sense。但係我哋可以選擇去睇乜嘢，聽到啲乜嘢，講乜嘢，同埋信靠啲乜嘢。我哋而家請 Chloe 上嚟講佢自己嘅見證，我哋俾啲掌聲佢。
Hello， 大家好，咁我係嚟自 S45G 嘅 Chloe 啦。咁我想同大家分享咧，就係我9月、10月嘅時候咧，我就參加咗一個比賽啦。咁呢個比賽咧就係即係一啲學生咧去整一間公司咁樣啦。咁呢個就係玩到5月咁樣嘅。咁喺呢個比賽裏面咧，我哋嗰個公司就係想即係透過用我哋嗰本簿咧，就去推廣精神健康呢樣嘢，即係俾佢哋知道其實你可以通過感恩呢樣嘢咧，就去即係多啲去有感恩嘅諗法咧，咁就其實可以去改善你嘅精神健康啦。咁即係中間咧，因為嗰個比賽好長時間啦，同埋即係其實我係好多 struggle 啦，即係我都係唔係話成日都係即係100% 信靠神啦，即係好多係即係信心係好軟弱啦。例如係我哋係有300件貨啦，咁我哋就要賣，咁然後即係新年嗰陣時就 COVID 爆得好嚴重啦，咁就冇得返學啦。之後去到差唔多5月先返學啦，咁即係1月嗰陣時咧，其實係我哋有一個活動，即係嗰啲喜慶迎新春，即係新年咁樣啦。咁其實本應係諗住可以去即係賣好多啦，點知就係冇得賣啦。然後中間咧，即係我通過 Zoom 去同人講不如你買下啦。但係即係冇人睬我啦。之後我就覺得點解會咁樣咧？咁之後但係我哋係最後差唔多5月6號返學啦，然後4日之後咧就要去即係結算啦，整一個 financial report 啦。咁然後即係我覺得神係好看顧我哋，因為我哋喺2日即係返學2日之後咧就已經係買晒啲貨啦。咁即係我一開始仲係好擔心，超級擔心會蝕錢啊！最後咧我哋係即係個 revenue 係 double 咗之餘咧，我哋最後喺個比賽咧都係贏咗冠軍啦。咁即係其實俾我好大嘅反思咧，就係即係中間我好多時候係即係用我自己嘅能力啦，即係我係好驚啦，即係我係真係超級驚啦，就又驚輸啦，又驚蝕錢啦，但係即係又驚賣唔晒啲貨啦。咁但係即係神都係每一步去即係帶領我啦，即係其實 儘管我可以係即係叫我爸爸媽媽去買晒啲貨啦，但係即係最後冇咁樣做，因為即係其實呢本簿係可以俾有需要嘅人，甚至係有啲社工再過嚟話哦，其實你本簿好有意義，真係可以幫到好多即係有需要嘅人咁樣啦。咁所以即係我中途係即係學咗好多嘢。第一樣嘢就係即係要對神有信心，因為其實即係佢係。即係佢係信實㗎嘛，咁其實即係冇問題係大過佢咁，即係大家都可以去將你嘅 faith 係擺喺佢度。即係我都唔係話係一個好稱職嘅基督徒，因為我都唔係100% 相信佢，但係即係佢都係會即係一步一步咁樣去 lead 住你啦。即係佢透過好多即係一啲老師啊同學去俾鼓勵我啦，咁就知道我其實。即係我係做到啦，即係唔係好驚，即係可能個 result 唔好嘅話，其實都唔使咁驚，因為即係神都係會想俾你喺，尤其是喺 failure 啦，通常都係學得最多嘢啦，所以就係啦，就希望大家可以即係喺一啲困難嘅時候都可以倚靠神，咁我都會繼續去學習。
好，thank you Chloe， 好好嘅見證，係咪？佢之前有個呢個 project。唔知唔會成功定唔成功，但係佢 choose to 繼續慢慢 take small steps of faith。我哋個個都會喺我哋嘅生命有唔同嘅難處，係咪？喺我哋嘅唔同嘅難處咧，我哋選擇去睇到啲乜嘢？我哋淨係睇到我哋自己軟弱，我哋自己嘅 failure， 我哋前面嘅 big challenge， 可能大學，可能 DSE。個 marks 放榜，定係我哋 choose 去睇到神嘅 promise， 神俾我哋個身份 ，that we are a child of God，that He loves us，that He cares for us，He knows your need。我哋選擇去睇到啲乜嘢咧？跟住我哋選擇。喺困難嗰時，喺 uncertainty 嗰時，我哋選擇去聽乜嘢咧？係咪好似 Chloe 講，聽唔同嘅 counselor，good counselor 鼓勵我哋去跟隨神，定係我哋 choose 去聽我哋自己可能 negative 啲聲音，可能 temptation 嗰啲聲音，可能世界啲聲音，我哋 choose 去聽乜嘢咧？我哋個口喺難處嗰時，喺 trials 嗰時，我哋選擇去 complain 定係去感謝神。In the midst of our trials, in the midst of our difficulties, in the midst of our troubled times, do we choose to give thanks to God? Or do we choose to be like Israel, 以色列 grumbling?complaining， 話掉死用石頭掉死 Moses 添嘅，定係我哋 choose 去 be grateful、thankful， 去 remember 神點樣去幫我哋，之前點幫我哋。今日最後 spiritual sense， 我哋請worship team 上嚟。最後 spiritual sense， 我哋喺困難嗰時。我哋 choose， 我哋選擇去信靠乜嘢咧？係咪 choose 去信靠我哋自己嘅 failures 弱點，定係我哋 choose 去選擇神嘅 strength？ 如果你係讀書有困難，可能有唔同嘅 spiritual question， 有 spiritual doubt， 有困難，唔緊要。我哋可以選擇去聽神嘅聲音，睇神嘅説話，去睇到神點睇到嘅嘢，去 believe that He and His promises are true。我哋一齊起立去 respond in the song。